up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl T from Little Fairy. Just kidding. And I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks, some stuff you may or may not know, some deep dark secrets. Well, they're not secrets, but some tricks that I do on the blending game. It's not everything that you learn from IG tutorials, which are very helpful. Let me not discredit any of them. I am in no way, shape, or form a super pro. No way do I know it all, but I can take you from basic to baby. If you want to know how to level up your game, you know, bring it to the next level, keep on watching. So first things first, do prime your eyelids. It really doesn't matter what product you use. All you're really looking for is a clean canvas and for something your eyeshadow to stick to. I'm going to do this side with my primer set, this side with my primer wet. Wet primer is a lot more popular these days, especially on Instagram. And I'm going to show you how to work around that because it can get real messy real fast. Now, one mistake that I have been seeing is you might be going in with your eyeshadow on your base a little too wet. What you want to do is just make sure you keep blending it down till it gets real tacky and sticky to the touch, and that way you know that your base is just going to grab your eyeshadow without having the two mix together and get all muddy. Right, next tip. So I know we're risk takers when it comes to makeup because after all, you can just wash it off at the end of the day. Trying to get that flawless blend and have less patchiness on your eye, it's very important to know how to utilize your tools. Now, your brushes, you can't really go wrong with fluffy blending brush. What that's going to do is differentiate whether you're going to have a lot of pigment or your pigment is going to be dispersed because it's going to be well blended, right? If I'm going straight into my eye with a lot of pigment right away, I like to use my MAC 217, like a 3-in-1. The base of it, you can pick up a lot of pigment. At the tip of it, you can do a lot of blending. You can also build up your color with this brush as well. Now, this can get a little pricey. A good dupe for it is the Morphe M433. We're taking the Morphe brush, and first things first, we're going to pack on our shadow and then try to blend it out from there. Now, there's two things wrong with what I'm doing here. I'm holding the brush too close to the bristles, which I believe that's called the barrel. Now, the closer you hold your brush to your bristles, the more pressure you're going to apply. It's going to give you more of a harsh payout with your eyeshadows. What you want to do is pay attention to how you're holding your brush. Like I said before, a big part of learning how to blend is knowing how to utilize your tools. So just give yourself a little more slack, and that's going to give you a lighter application. You won't have such a harsh line, so we'll have to worry about how am I going to blend that out. And if your intention is to go in such an intense shadow first, go in with a transition shade anyway, and that way you have more of a guideline on how high to take your eyeshadow and then a good base for it to blend to. As you can see, I'm holding my brush at the end of the brush, giving myself a lighter application. Now we're going to try to blend this out. Common way that we know how to blend is to go back and forth, right? Go back and forth, back and forth. And all it's doing is making my eyeshadow a little muddy. It's not really giving me any definition. It's not giving me any gradient effect. And it's just smearing my color around, right? What you want to do that might help you a lot if you are not familiar with blending is pack, blend, and just work your way around your eye. As you can see here, I'm packing my color first. I'm going to go in with a small blending brush and blend it out before I keep going across my eye. I want to make sure I don't take this blue shade too high and get a little crazy with my blending. So I'm going to look in my mirror and tilt my head back. So that way I'm working in that natural brow bone that we have, and I'm stopping my bristles from going too high. My bad, you guys. I had to put some extra setting powder at the bottom because the blue is getting a little crazy. So next, what you don't want to do is then try to go in with your transition shade, trying to save the day, try to create some gradient effect when your main base color is already too high. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Now, I'm using kind of like non-neutral colors so that you can really see the difference instead of me just using neutral browns and tans, and you won't really see what I'm talking about. I'm going to go in with bright colors. So I'm going to use this green right here, doing that same back and forth motion, trying to create an ombre effect. On camera, that actually kind of looks a little good because, you know, I'm accidentally a pro. But what you want to do is go back in with that small blending brush and get that green shade. Start low to high. Now as you can see here, I'm blending the green actually into the blue shade first, and then I'm bringing it a little bit past where my blue stopped. That's what's really going to blend those two colors together and then give green its own moment to kind of have that ombre effect, if you know what I mean. Instead of back and forth motions, which makes my shadow a little too muddy, I'm going in small circular motions, and that's what's going to really give you that good blend. See the difference? And you can also see the difference in the base. I used to swear by not setting my concealer. I really loved the payout when you first put the color on your lid, like wow, it's so bright. But then later on the day when I would wear my eyeshadows without my base set, it would have this dewy effect to it and it'll crease so bad, and it doesn't last long. Like, it looks good in Instagram videos and whatnot, but this right here, you can see it's still matte. My matte shadow should stay matte, not dewy like this side over here. Anyways, moving on. I'm going to teach you guys all about a halo eye. Cut the crease on both eyes today. For our halo eye, I'm going to be using this NYX base in the shade White. By the way, if you have hooded eyes, here's a quick little tip. This right here is all the lid space that we have, right? Tip to that is, again, tilt your head back in the mirror. Go where that natural eye socket is, where you can feel where your eye socket is right here. And that's where you want to lay the tip of your brush into. For a halo eye, what you don't want to do, I'm not saying it's wrong, because it still looks good in pictures, it still looks good in the end. There's an easier way to do this. We take our brush, drag it down the middle of our eye, and kind of create this non-uniform square in the middle of our eye, right? I'm going to show you what I mean. While this is cute and everything, it doesn't look that bad. What you really want is to create more dimension and to really make it look like it's spotlight in the center of your eye. When I do this halo eye, I'm not going to just keep it in the center, keep it in that box shape. Bring it down on both sides, and then you're going to see in a minute what I'm going to do. So at this point, I take the very tip of my brush and angle it onto my eye like this and kind of drag out the ends of where halo eye stops, so I can create less of a harsh line where the shadow and the concealer meets. Next, I'm going to start blending shadows outwards and then work my way towards the center so that I can really create that spotlight. It's the shimmer I want to use. It has like a pinky copper vibe to it. Blend a pink eyeshadow next to that blue. And next, I'm going to take the lightest pigment and slap it in the middle. Then lastly, to define the blue around my halo, I'm just going to take a pencil brush, stamp the shadow around the shape that we created, and then flick it upwards to blend it. Wow, do you guys see that? It deepened my crease a little more and made it a little more defined. Now, it looks a little patchy in the camera, but I swear in person, she looking blended. Now, this is cute, but this is better. This is McDonald's. This is Chick-fil-A. So next, all I did was apply some black eyeliner. Now this is supposed to be the good side, and I blended it down a little too far, which is fine. I have small eyes and I really like to blend my shadows down just a little bit past my waterline because it just makes me have more of a sultry look. But anyways, this side, what you don't want to do is bring any shadow, dark shadow, down way too low. It look like you have raccoon eyes, making you more tired. You left virtually no room to blend out the blue, smoke it out and match your shadows. After you applied your eyeliner, what you don't want to do is take your blending brush and kind of go on your lower lash line, bringing that dark shadow even further down, making it look like you have raccoon eyes. What you want to do is take a small shader brush or a small pencil brush for the lower lash line and kind of work closely with your eyeliner, using your shadow to set the eyeliner and then blending it out with a transition shade afterwards. Now, it's not recommended if you have small eyes to bring your eyeliner all the way to your inner corner. That's just my personal preference. I really like the sultriness it gives my eyes. And it gives me more of like a doll-like look anyway. Still gonna add some inner corner highlight, and this is the shade I use. It's actually a highlight that I use for that spotlight right in the center over here. I'm just gonna keep that in my inner corner right over here. What you don't want to do is bring it too far down under your eye or bringing it too big in your inner corner. And I see some of y'all do it. Don't be lying and talk about nobody does that. They do it. I see it. You see it. What you won't want to do is use a silver white looking highlight for your brow bone and then bring it down too far. It's just gonna look like 2010. Like, we don't want to go there, sis. It's cute, but we could do better. Favorite brow bone highlight to use is a Conceited by Artist Couture, which is also the highlight that I'm wearing on my face. What you want to do is just keep it in the center, only where your arch is. Don't bring it too far down because it's going to make your eye look a little more droopy. Now for lashes, mascara is always a must, and my tip to you, if you're struggling with fitting the eyelash on your eye perfectly, if your lashes are getting in the way, take your mascara. You only want to put mascara on the tips of your eyelashes because this is just going to, one, camouflage your natural lash. Two, is going to give your eyelashes like kind of like a good shelf to sit on top of. Putting mascara on after you already glued them down, you might snatch your eyelashes off or make them lift in corners, especially if your glue is not all the way set on your eye. Alright, you guys, so my last tip for you will be lashes. And choosing your lashes after you just worked so hard on your beautiful look. Make sure you don't choose any lash that's going to be just too thick and dense so you can't really see the hard work that you did on this eye. Again, at the end of the day, makeup has no rules. As Patrick Starr says, makeup comes in all shapes and sizes. So by no means am I saying that this eye is wrong, because I still think it looks very beautiful. I mean, with a little more blending for an eye like this, maybe to like dinner with my boo, minus this brow highlight, but it's really not that bad at all. I'm just showing you how to step up your blending game, you know what I'm saying? Alright, you guys, that is it. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave me an emoji in the comments. As usual, I don't know which one I'm gonna pick yet, so I'll more than likely place it here. If you're a new subscriber, make sure you let me know so that I can show you major love. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's where it's on and popping now. If you're not subscribed yet, or if you're watching my videos, taking my tips and not giving me a thumbs up, sis, what are you doing? What really are you doing? You're one of those that borrow people's Spotify, aren't you? You're one of those that download music from YouTube to MP3, and put on your phone, I know your kind. What you gotta do is log in with the Gmail. Everybody has Gmail. It's 2018. Gmail. Come back to my video, click subscribe, click that thumbs up button, the notification bell, because when I be gone from YouTube for more than like 2 days, it doesn't let you guys know I be doing what I'm doing. So make sure you give me a thumbs up if this video was helpful at all. I definitely want to do like this video, like a 2.0 version, where I'm doing something more wearable for you guys who are not really into color and really into dramatic looks like this. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions in the comments below. Bless your heart for listening to me talk this long. Until next time, I will see you guys in my next video.